everybody. It's your boy J Musiq. That's JAIMUSIQ. Hip hop and R&B artist straight out of Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm glad to be here right here on NuRadio with Renaissance. You feel me?
What's up? It's like we happy to have you.
Tight shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to be here. Thanks for having me on the show. For sure.
And that's so cool. I think you have kind of been a part of the NuRenaissance journey since we started doing Carnelian. So it's like cool to see it come like full circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
then we did at the Birdhouse some years ago.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that, bro? I'm getting like all the footage of that put into like a little mini documentary, and I was watching a bunch of all that old footage that we took whenever we first did the Birdhouse run, and like everybody looked mad young. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was what, 4 years ago?
Yeah, like 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Right. Then another one, 2019.
Yeah.
Came a long way, bro. We didn't all did a lot since then.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah. More to come. Speaking of more to come, we got you on here. Talk about this project that you got coming. I kind of wanted you to, dive into that. Like, well, why now? Why you feeling like you got a body of work for people to get?
You said why now?
Yeah, I'm just interested.
I mean, I dropped my last album in August of 2020, so that's probably about a year and a half ago from this point. So through that year and a half, I've done a lot of learning. I've done a lot of growing, especially just through the pandemic or whatever. Like a lot of the songs from this album were written during the pandemic versus the last album. Like some of them were like before the pandemic started, and some of them were like after the pandemic had hit. So it's kind of coming from two different headspaces, two different two different vibes, I guess. Because I mean, just the overall vibe of pre-COVID versus how it is now is totally different. You know what I'm saying? But why now? I feel like just within the past year and a half, like I said, I've done a lot of growing, and I definitely want to showcase that growth musically with the people who, you know what I'm saying, take the time to listen to me, take the time to support me. So I think it's just time. I try to drop a album like every 2 years. So I did the Stab Joint 2018, then I did Off Y'all 2020, and then doing this one 2022. So I'm keeping that pattern going. So yeah, H.I.M is definitely on the way. February 2nd, 2022, 2/22/22, and it's on a Tuesday. I just feel like that was the perfect day because everything just lined up. So yeah.
How do you feel about? Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Nick. You good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm really interested in terms of like you're saying you learned a lot during the time that you've like kind of been away in terms of musically. So in terms of like what you've been learning and figuring out, like what are some of the things that you was like, yeah, like this, I gotta write this down and kind of document this as a part of my journey, like as an artist and whatnot.
Yeah. So with the pandemic hitting everything, it came with the shutdown, of course. I mean, it came with a lot of added time to do some introspection, like to look into myself a little bit more, kind of figure out why I do the things that I do, why I feel the way that I feel, and just like kind of just looking back over my whole life and just like seeing what's really going on with me, what's really going on with me in relation to other people, what's going on with me inside myself, you know? So just taking all of that and putting it into a body of work. So the album is called H.I.M, but it's an acronym. The acronym is highly in tune with myself. And the album is just talking about how in tune I've been with myself over this past year and a half because, for one, we were kind of forced to at the beginning of the pandemic, like being in the house, being alone, not really being around people due to COVID and all of that. And two, just growing up. Like I dropped in August of 2020, so that means I was 24. Yeah, I was 24 when I dropped. I was 24 when I dropped the album. Unless I'm tripping. No, I was 23. I was 23 when I dropped the album. I turned 24 right after that, and like just the learning that I did in 24 coming into the 25, like just a lot came within that period. Because within this period that we in, like it's hard for us. Like a lot of us either just graduating college or like finishing up college and kind of getting adjusted to the real world. And with that real world adjustment comes with a lot of growing pains. Like
Yeah, for sure.
a lot of stuff that people didn't tell us about being an adult that we kind of figuring out on our own, and a lot of stuff that people warned us about that we maybe just didn't listen to. And just trying to battle through that. And this album is just talking about just that battle, that journey of finding myself through growing up, basically. Because through school, like my whole identity was just going to school, going to band practice, like and doing that. But once you take school out of the equation, you take school out of the routine. It's like, okay, now who are you really? You know what I'm saying? So that's the question I've been asking myself and hopefully answering with this album for real.
That's why. That's why I relate heavily to the growing pains. Saw that you was like kind of mentioning because that's kind of been like I feel that because that's been kind of like the story of my what I'm going through currently and like why I haven't been as active. So I like relate to that man heavy like understanding this is what I want to do, but like there's so much responsibility that comes with like being independent and being on your own. And independent like in more than one way, like not just as like a young man, but as an independent artist.
But
So yeah, like speaking to the choir, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to get into like what you were saying about really just specific things that you like had to understand in terms of growing pains, like specific things that you had to understand as you were going through your journey of like, damn, like this shit. Because I see you grind a lot in terms of like going out and going and touching people and with like live shows and doing like listening parties and whatnot. So I want to like kind of get into what you've been learning in your artist regard and like what you want to do there.
so like what I've been learning, like just on the artist side,
Yeah.
um, what I really been learning is one is in this day and time, it's hard to make people feel something when when they're listening to a record, when they're listening to a song or listening to an album, because one like just going back to the pandemic thing, we've been so socially distanced from people for a certain amount of time, even though it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, back to normal at this point. I don't know how it is, like wherever y'all are, but in Memphis, it's pretty much like back to normal for real.
It's getting like
But
that in Florida. Sorry,
yeah,
it's getting like that in Florida.
yeah. So like just dealing with that and taking away kind of like that real human connection, like in person connection. Like of course, like we still got the social media, we still doing Zoom calls, like we still doing virtual things like this, like with the interview. But that in person connection, like that real, like face to face thing, like we lacked that for a minute, and we really never have gotten back to how it really was. Probably never will. But that's important. Like with that lack of connection, like we have like a lack of feeling and a lack of empathy for other people and sympathy for other people. So my goal as an artist has just been to make people feel something. Like even if it's a bad feeling, like if it's a sad song and it may make somebody think about a sad time in their life, or it's a happy song and it brings them out of whatever sadness they were in. Like one of my goals is just to make people feel something because we're so desensitized to everything. Like almost everything, like for real, to the point where like we're watching, like we watch people die on live TV.
Yeah.
Like not even like movies and TV shows. Like we were watching real regular people die on live TV. Like
And it's so normal.
Yeah, like
It's so normal.
it's a normal thing, but it's not.
Yeah.
So really to make people feel something. And another thing that I learned, which I think is probably also important thing, is just learning the power of the words that I speak and the words that I rap and the words that I sing. My power as an artist, and kind of taking that power and using it for positivity and using it to just make people see themselves in a certain light, make people see other people in a certain light. Just using that power to positively influence other people. Because as a musician, as a creative of any kind, like even with you guys doing your podcast and doing the playlist and doing that, you guys have a certain access to people that non-creatives wouldn't have. Like you get to choose what people listen to on the daily. Like if people are listening to your playlist, they're taking a vibe from y'all playlist and incorporating it into their day. With me, the songs that I'm making or albums that I'm making, if people choose to listen to it, they're taking that vibe and incorporating it into their day, into their life, maybe if they rock with you that hard. So it's like, what vibe do you really want to put out? What message do you really want to give people? So just realizing the power I got and just trying to use it to the best of my ability to do the best that I can.
I like what you said about valuing. I think the pandemic had us put a value on like personal connections because, like you said, we were lacking that so much. And I think also prior to COVID, we weren't really valuing those connections because it was kind of such a like, we never thought we wouldn't have those. So, I can relate to that because when the pandemic hit and like we kind of stopped going to shows, it almost cut off people who are in the creative community from each other, right? Like we weren't really meeting and networking at shows because we couldn't really find venues. Like every industry had a hit, but like I felt the hit on like the creative community per se. So like I'm glad that now we can kind of get back to doing shows and getting out. And like you said, Memphis is kind of like back in action. Here in Jacksonville, like we back in action too. There's poetry events and like people are really starting to go to events and make connections as opposed to just going and like being there. So I would say like, society it's starting to change a little bit. And then also you talked about like the growing pains and we have to put those growing pains on top of like maneuvering through COVID. So it's all like,
It's hard.
yeah, it's all like, it's a mental fuck almost, you know what I mean? Because like there's a lot on our plate as young people, as young Black people, right? Like just trying to make it as young creatives, just trying to make it and get our art to be heard and put it on the platform. So yeah, and the power of the tongue is a powerful thing.
I think it's like it's obviously like hard as fuck, like trying to do this shit. But as like artists, I feel like it's kind of dope because it's like if you like become a goat in this era, it's like especially at our age, it's like you had to go through like a pandemic and then coming up as like a young man, young woman. It's like, bruh, if you go through all of that and become a goat, like your story is like imprinted. It's like, bruh, you went through a pandemic, it was still a goat. Like, what are you, bruh? Like, type shit.
Man, that's the goal for sure, man. That's the goal. Just gotta keep going. Like you said though, this shit is hard. Like this shit is very hard. Like that's why if you don't if you don't love what you do as a creator for real, like it's easy to get discouraged. I'm very passionate about my music and my artistry, and I still get discouraged. Like I've been getting discouraged recently, like putting this listening party tour together and getting this album released together, like just feeling discouraged, like just feeling like I should be getting more support, feeling like more people should be, you know what I'm saying, helping me out. But at the same time, like things gonna work out how they're supposed to. I just gotta keep, you know what I'm saying, putting everything that I can put into it, put it in, and hopefully I get that tenfold back, you know what I'm saying, on the back end. But time will tell. I definitely put a lot of time and energy into this album, into planning everything around it. So hopefully the people receive it well when it comes out.
Yeah. Hope you're having a good, hope you're having a good day, yeah. Look, Hope you're having a good day. If you're not, then you are, cause you blessed to be awake. Yeah, you blessed to hear Jay. Got a vibe strong enough to take over the airwaves. And no, you ain't hearing this by mistake. It's a message for everyone who listens to take away. It's a lot going on in the time we in today, so just listen to the words that I say. Don't let bad vibes get you down as the world spins round and round. It's so easy to get caught up in negativity, you'll drown. Don't compare to no one else, you can only be yourself. Forget money, your self-worth and sense of peace is the real wealth. So come and vibe with me. If you're tuned in, now let me enlighten you. Tune in with yourself, there's a light inside of you. Forget your pain, forget your sorrow. Don't you worry about tomorrow. We got everything we need, so just take it. All we gotta do is just be. It could all be so simple, but we make it hard. Giving up our time just to go to a job that doesn't line up with what's placed in our heart. But how could I blame you? Before I came to record, I did the same too. It's a system in place just to change you. You couldn't see greatness in you, but they knew. So this little light of mine, yeah, I'ma let it shine. Finna touch the whole world, my one-of-a-kind vibe. Hey, me and my spirit, we so tight. I'm just walking in my purpose, left, right, left, right. I'm connected with everything around me. Only good vibes surround me. I wasn't looking for my blessing, but it found me. So just tap into the sound, G. If you're tuned in, now let me enlighten you. Tune in with yourself, there's a light inside of you. Forget your pain, forget your sorrow. Don't you worry about tomorrow. We got everything we need, so just take it. All we gotta do is just be. The answers are all inside of you. Listen to yourself, it's so much love inside of you. Give it to yourself, the answers are all inside of you. Listen to yourself, it's so much love inside of you. Give it to yourself. If you're tuned in now, if you're tuned in now, tune in with yourself, there's a light inside of you. Inside of you, forget your sorrow, don't you worry about tomorrow. We got everything we need, so just take it. All we gotta do is just if you're tuned in now, let me enlighten you. Hey, tune in with yourself, there's a light inside of you. Forget your pain, forget your sorrow, don't you worry about tomorrow. We got everything we need, so just take it. All we gotta do is just 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 tap in with yourself. You don't need nobody else, just tap in. Yeah, vibe, yeah. You can't help but to nod your head to this. Know what I'm saying? Whatever you doing today, man, go get you some money. Go get up and love yourself, man. Show some love to somebody else, man. All we gotta do is just be, you feel me?
What is the hardest part you feel like living the life to like make the songs or like actually getting down to make it?
Making songs is like second nature at this point. I've been doing it for so long. Um, I dropped my first project in 2015. So I've been doing this for about 7 years. But even before that, like I was writing poetry and just doing songs for fun or whatever. So like making songs and performing and stuff like it's kind of easy. Living the life is for so hard than writing about it. That's what, yeah, and I think any artist can agree with that. Like actually going through the personal strifes of whatever it takes to make these songs that we all love. Like it's definitely harder. But you know, it's on the flip side of that when I'm making happy and upbeat music, like going through those times is that much better. You know, so you know what I'm saying. It kind of go hand in hand, but it's definitely harder to live the life than it is to write songs about the life and shit.
Mm-hmm. And the outcome, I think, like, you know, the songs make it worth it, make the experience worth it. Like, I had to go through this really terrible time, but I got this really great song from it. I got this really great poem from it. I got this really great piece from it. It makes the experience that much more, like, worth it. Like it wasn't for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's also, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. It's always going to be something greater beyond what you're going through. So
Very true. And it
yeah.
make it even more worth it when, you know what I'm saying, you go through that, you make that song, and then somebody who rocks with you listens to that song, and it's like, yo, like I understand where it's coming from. Like this made me feel better about the certain situation I'm going through. Like I'm glad that I heard the song. Like that makes it even more worth it because now, like my goal is coming true. You know, like I'm reaching my goal because now I'm making music that's resonating with people enough for them to listen to the song and hit me up and be like, "Yo, like I really felt that." Like people that I don't even know, like complete strangers, like in the DM. Sometimes it's like, "Yeah, I heard." Such and such, and it really resonated with me. Like I'm glad that you dropped that. Like the beat song that I dropped last summer. That was just a lot of people. I don't know if you guys have heard that one, but that touched a lot of
Yeah,
people. I
yeah,
got a lot of DMs about that, like just how it like uplifted people's moods and just made people feel better as they were going through their day. That's all I'm trying to do.
That's fire. That's super fire.
Appreciate that, bro.
yeah. In terms of, I was gonna say, in terms of like fulfilling moments, what do you feel has been one of the most like, I made this song, it reached this person, or I made this song and I got to do this with it? Like, what's been one of those like? Because we were talking a lot about like being discouraged and going through that, but like I want to kind of talk on the other end of like moments where you're like getting somewhere, like that like good feeling.
Yeah. So like fulfilling moments. I can really anytime I make a song is like a fulfilling moment because it's like another, you know what I'm saying, just adding on to the discography. I can definitely say that dropping off for y'all was fulfilling because it was like a real full length album. Like it had like 17 songs on it with skits and everything. So like when I dropped it, like I really felt like a real artist for real. You know, I feel like a real artist before that, but like when I did that, like 17 song project skits, you know what I'm saying, interludes and all that, I'm like, yeah, like I'm feeling like that guy.
Yeah.
Another time when I threw my first show, which was the day before Halloween 2020, the Spooked Up Smoked Out in Memphis. I got a couple of Memphis artists. I think I put together, I think it was 6 of us on that show. And like we put our own money up, like got the venue and all that. Sold out on Eventbrite. We sold all 100 tickets on Eventbrite beforehand, and still sold door tickets. Like so, like we made our money back and then some in the middle of a pandemic, mind you. So it's like not only did people come out to support us, but people came out to support us in a pandemic. Like you know what I'm saying, like dealing with the COVID stuff, and you still chose to come out and support us. Like there's love. Like that was very very fulfilling for sure. Like I said, like we put our own money up. Like we set everything up on our own because I don't know how it is where y'all are as far as like the creative scenes and stuff. But like in Memphis, people don't like to pay their artists. They don't like to pay the artists to do shows and like come out and do that, you know. And I'm a huge advocate for paying the artists, paying the creatives. Like if you don't put together a show and people are coming to see these people on the flyer, not the promoter, but the artists that are on the flyer, the artists need to be paid. Now, I'm not saying you got to pay the artists racks and racks, but take care of your artists. Like if you're making money off these people's names and off their music and off their talent, then you need to pay them. So instead of waiting around for somebody to pay us, like we decided let's put together the show. Our own money, all the money we get coming right back to us. We ain't gotta worry about no middleman or nothing. Like we'll book a DJ, we'll book a host, you know what I'm saying, all that, pay them up front. And they ain't gotta touch none of what come in, you know. So very fulfilling moment for sure. Yeah. I'd say those are the top two in my career so far.
JoJo, that's so I like that you're saying like pay like the artist, right? What do you think is like for promoters who can't pay artists, what is something that they can do in order to make up for like if you're doing a free show, right? Like when we did Birdhouse, that was a free show. So it's not like we got anything off the door or off the head. What is something that a promoter can do to show appreciation or support to the make you like want to keep working with them? Because I feel like we're all on a journey of like building up. So just like the artist is building up and trying to get a name for itself, the promoter is too, in a sense. Like, because me, I'm not necessarily an artist, but I want to be in management and like in event planning. You know what I mean? And I want to work with artists. And I believe artists should be paid, but if the funds are not there to pay, what would be another compensation or a good compensation in your eyes? And like Nick and JoJo, y'all can answer that too as artists. You know what I mean? Like, would a pound of weed suffice? Like crystals? Let me take you to dinner. No, I'm just kidding.
A pound of weed costs more than it would cost to pay me. But how you get there? You can't pay me.
Oh God.
If they're a grower, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what would be compensation?
I mean, if it's a like y'all done, like it was a free show, so like people weren't like paying money to come in, like y'all was just throwing that really to get exposure for y'all brand and to expose Knoxville to new artists, new music. So like I mean that's cool. Like if y'all not making no money out of me, I'm not too much tripping off, you know. Like we can rock like that. Really depending on who you are. Like with y'all, you know what I'm saying, I rock with y'all rock with me way back when.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying, new people, we
Yeah.
gonna have to wait for them. But as far as other conversation, I don't even really know. Like I'd take some gas, yeah, for sure. I'd take some gas, you know, like, know what I'm saying? Some a drinker, like then you got a bar or something, know what I'm saying? Give me a couple drinks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wait on that
Or
too.
something.
So,
I think
you know,
I asked that because I just feel like as like networking and building a relationship between artists and like planners or promoters and whatnot, there has to be some level of like acknowledgement and appreciation. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where the money usually comes in. And it's like, it's understandable if you can't pay. But like if you can't pay, you need to show appreciation in some other form. Like
I was gonna say like good energy. Like
well,
I think
like yeah,
that's an
but
underrated. No. I feel like that's an underrated thing. It's like a lot of people don't think about like how putting a show and doing all that is a lot of like work and like getting people to come and like doing the promotion and all of that. So it's like if everybody is in high spirits and like has good energy, it's like it's a good like it makes the synchronization of the show make everybody like feel like okay, we're doing this for like a bigger, higher cost type shit. If everybody's coming in there with like, man, I'm just here to fulfill what I got going on in my agenda, or like there's a lot of butting heads and bad energy, like I don't want to be in an environment where I'm gonna feel like antagonized and shit. It's like, bro, I'm here to spread good vibes. So like that's a very underrated like thing, like good energy, because not everybody got that shit. So I would say if you're a promoter, like understand like because now I'm doing this for free and you're not compensating me, like be cool, bro. Like
yeah.
don't be like you need to do this or like you need to be here this time. Like nigga, I'm here for free. Like so give me that good energy, I give you that good energy back.
But like I feel like every situation you go in, every place you go, there's gonna be bad energy no matter where you go. Because like no matter where I've went in life, there's always been bad energy around me, and and I can't help that, and no one else can help that. Only thing you can do is be yourself. So I think that the only thing I would ask for is just a place to like sit or lay down. Like if I have those elements, I'll be alright, bro. Cause I'm a viber. I'm a straight viber. Wherever I go, I vibe. So if I don't have a vibe area where I can vibe, then I'm gonna have a terrible time at your function. So I'm like, hey, like let me
so
just
you need
vibe.
your own section in the club.
I don't even need a section as long as I have a.
You're right. You'll be able to sit and lay.
Yeah, sit and lay. If I can lay on the stage, I'll be all right. Yeah, we're going to just be, Janae Aiko, how she has those fucking meditation circles.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
I want, goddamn. That's what I want. That's it. That's it.
Size 17 back there, be Nard. Talking my talk.
No tune, right? Ladies and gentlemen. I was gonna hold out till the beat came in, but I really ain't feel like waiting. No, I made a song about it, but I feel my time coming and I got a hard time being patient. Goliath made the beat, but I'm feeling so blessed that I'm really coming son like David. Let me tell you a little story about Jay, just a young real nigga from the Havens. Hey, I let the music do all of the talking, you won't hear me making no statements. Had Blood City Blues for a minute, so I went away to school just to get a vacation. Before a nigga got his funds up, regular streams all across this nation. Way before a nigga made hits and the kid came up on the album placements. Humble young man with some fire music and a mess mind plan to get on in the city. Got my degree at the AUC, moved back to the M and I got real litty. Standing 10 toes, but I ain't alone, gon' make it to the top, get my friends on with me. I got so much love for each of my brothers, just like we reside in Philly. For really, I know they watching my back. Remember me testing Kirk ran it up in the tummy when we got a wreck. My nigga TPP said that he wanted to rap, I put him on the track. That was at the EDP fronted the ZIP so a nigga could stack. I swear I done seen and did so much shit and you niggas do not know the half. I speak through my rhythm and flows, it's coming like notes you see on the staff. One day my money gon' stack up so high that it's I level with a giraffe. And I can count it no problem cause I got a 30 on ACT math. Hey. I remain solid after everything I've been through. That's why I'm not too worried about what her or him do. Sometimes I get so high, I think it's laced like a tennis shoe. Not the one that starts it, but I guarantee I finish you. First thing first, I'm the same young nigga since way back when I first started. Still quick to show love, even though I've been let down and broken hearted. First thing first, we been doing this shit since way back on Lombardi. Gonna make a couple M's from the empire that we built out throwing parties. First thing first is the intro. This all for y'all if you didn't know. The quicker you rise, the harder you fall. So I'm on a mission to win slow. I'm gonna make it and share my success and my blessings with all of my kinfolk. I'm gonna make it and share my success and my blessings with all of my kinfolk. I'm back at it, holding my way like a snack addict. I cannot ride with you if you ain't logical. Guess you can say I'm too pragmatic. Your favorite rapper from the city got bangers, but having it hard trying to drop a classic. See my catalog, nigga been doing this shit for some years. I've been had it. Swagger impeccable, I can blame it on genetics. Probably cause my kin had it. Same last name is Irvin the Lakers, so it's safe to say that I've been magic. Niggas been up in the booth with no passion, and the results have been real tragic. When I'm selling out venues in the future, just know that it's been a magic. We went from house parties to arenas, me and my niggas just been manifesting. So when you see us with the Grammys and Oscars, you gotta know that it's been destined. Gotta know that I'm a flow rider, I ain't talking about the fucking city business. This shit is in me, not on me, it's really my second nature, ain't no second guessing. Hey, first thing first, I'm the same young nigga since way back when I first started. Still quick to show love, even though I've been let down and broken hearted. First thing first, we been doing this shit since way back on Lombardi. Gonna make a couple M's from the empire that we built out throwing parties. First thing first is the intro. This all for y'all if you didn't know. The quicker you rise, the harder you fall. So I'm on a mission to win slow. I'm gonna make it and share my success and my blessings with all of my kinfolk. I'm gonna make it and share my success and my blessings with all of my kinfolk. Success and my blessings, my kinfolk. Success and my blessings, my kinfolk. Success and my blessings, my kinfolk. I'm gonna make it and share my success and my blessings with all of my kinfolk. I'm kinfolk. Share your success and your blessings with all of your kinfolk. They gotta eat too. Everybody got a plate on the table. If you don't gon' feed the family, then how the fuck you expect to fucking stay stable? For real.
So it seems like you kind of make a connection with whoever is performing, right? Like, what do you need in order to have a good time? Because if somebody is working with all three of you, you all three need very different things.
Right. But that's your job as the promoter, is like understanding all the artists' needs and shit. Like, all right, this nigga finna be like this, and this nigga finna be like,
it's gonna be like that. Yeah.
I'm the easiest artist to work with. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna show up when you tell me to show up. Like I'm gonna be like, it's been so many shows where I've been like the first person at the show. Like I'm there before like the people who put the show together. Like so many times. Cause like, I'm a punctual person. Like I don't like waiting on people, so I don't like maybe making people wait. You know what I'm saying? So if
Mhm.
you can't be there at the same time, I'm gonna be there. Like you tell me sound check at this time, this day, I'm gonna be there if I can. If I ain't working or nothing, like I'm gonna be there. I just ask that you
Mhm.
compensate me somehow, some way, somehow, some way. You know.
Yeah.
I've been
Mhm.
doing this for a minute. Like I can understand like doing the free shows and everything, starting out, getting your name out. Know what I'm saying? Building your show chops, building your performance routine and regimen and all that. But at this point, then I'm it. Like I've been performing for a while. Like even before I started rapping, like I was always performing like band and choir and stuff like that. And like taking that to the artist side, like I've been working on my music. Like my music is always growing. Like my music is at a level that I feel like deserves to be compensated for. My talent is at a level that I feel like deserves to be compensated for. So that's just what I'm at with it, me personally. Like if anybody
Mhm.
like asks me to do a show, I'm gonna tell you up front. Like I charge for shows, so that's just what we at with it. But yeah, I just want everybody, like you said, it's about the respect. It's about the
Mhm.
respect of the craft from the promoter and the artist side. Like you said, the promoter got to put it together. The artist got to, you know what I'm saying, show up and show out when it's their time to do so.
Yeah.
So when we got that mutual respect, everything cool, everything smooth. So
Yeah. And to some regard, it's about knowing your worth. Like, if you know your worth more than what they're offering, you know, is it really worth me performing here? Like, it has to be a mutual benefit. And
what's
I
the
can't
matter?
feel like I'm being cheated. Because, like you said, a lot goes into making art, making music, producing songs. Like, a lot goes into your craft. So, you should be compensated. You know what I mean? You should be like, you should know your worth, how much you are worth as an artist. And does the promoter know your worth? Are they blatantly showing you that you are not worth it? You know, whatever it may be. And then it's kind of like, well, then what do you walk away from? You know, like I feel like not every opportunity is the right opportunity.
Very true.
And it's about knowing like, is this going to be a benefit for me as much of a benefit for you? Is it a mutual benefit or is it just you? You know what I mean? Like there are people in this industry who are dirty like that, who only see the self in it and they don't see that this is a community and we have to work together.
Very true.
Yeah, that's a super true thing. That's what I've been realizing through my internship. Is like I'm interning at this agency, and like I'm looking at it because I'm interning at the agency, like from the agent side, and how agents be like like I obviously want to help this artist, but at the same time, like this artist is demanding this much. Um, I'm gonna be taking this much from this deal and whatnot, and so I'm trying to meet the middle ground. But like they keep on, because I don't want to put no specific, but they keep on like demanding this and whatnot, and so I was just looking at that from like a regular, not to like put on that job, but like a regular like type of job trying to like compensate and like kind of compromise with the artist. Is like there's only so much like niggas can really do type shit. Like and I've seen a lot of people like feel like they weren't, I don't know what's the word, like they weren't being valued and respected, but it's like, bruh, like we only have this much money for real. And it's not even on some like we don't value your art. But it's like, bro, this is what we got, and like we want you. Like it's not no like we don't fuck with you. It's like this is what we have, and this is what we're trying to meet and shit. And like I've seen a lot of people like one of the things that they've been teaching me on my agency is like understanding doing somebody a favor, because they did this favor for this artist who they were trying to break, and that whenever she got broken and like she was like doing better shows and getting more money, she did a favor for them back type shit. She was like, y'all like basically put me on type shit. So understanding the nature of like relationships and whatnot, like she could have been like fuck y'all niggas type shit essentially, because she don't even gotta see them niggas no more. She making like way more than like they put her on for, but because she did that, like just understanding the nature of relationships, it was crazy because like it was very like I saw a practical way of like, you know, like how they do that shit in like the industry for real. And I was like, you gotta understand like everybody, it's a community effort on all fronts. So it was just
Yeah,
crazy to see it firsthand type shit.
It's not about what you know, about who you know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If all of us have heard that before, then is I feel like the music industry or entertainment industry as a whole is probably the truest place where that works. Like it's about who you know. It's about, you know what I'm saying, what relationships you have. And like she was saying, you got to think about like, well, what are you gonna walk away with from this transaction? Like, yeah, like okay, like you do a free show, what's coming on the back end of that? What opportunity can possibly come from that? What exposure can possibly come from that? Because I really been on a paid show like Kick. Like if you're not paying me for a show, I'm really not gonna do it. But I've done like in that span like maybe one or two shows for free, right? And in those, like there was exposure on the back end that I felt was worth me not getting paid for that show, or like worth like missing out on conversations for that. Because it's like, okay, I may not get paid for this show, but I know I'm finna get some spins in Nashville on the radio after I do this joint. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get paid tonight, but maybe somebody will hear me, and you know what I'm saying, something can come from that. So that's how I look at it. But building a relationship is definitely key. That's what I've been doing like over these past 6 years, just trying to do as many shows as possible, you know, do as many features as possible, lock in with as many people as possible. So now when I get to the point where it's like, all right, like I want to get paid now, people not gonna look at me too crazy. You know,
Crazy,
people gonna
yeah.
try to work with me because I've been working with y'all for the past I don't know how long. But in Memphis, it's kind of tough because a lot of these shows, it really ain't gonna be nothing coming from them. So it's not our way of doing a lot of them for free.
Mm.
That's why here, like I'm trying to get paid for show.
What is it like? What is it like making music in a city with an established sound?
I say it's tough for sure. Cause I mean, the established sound here is trap. Like every rapper that comes out of Memphis is pretty much a trap rapper. You know what I'm
Yeah, that shit hard as
saying?
hell.
Huh?
I was saying that shit hard as hell. Memphis rap, Memphis trap is hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to trap like that. You know, I'm trying to protect their energy as much as possible.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I mean, much respect to those guys, but Memphis got so much more to offer, and I'm definitely trying to be one of the ones to put the spotlight on the different sound. I can say it's hard though, because it's kind of like you gotta find like I'm literally like creating my own lane, like in a city full of trap, or like Memphis is like either trap or it's like you got like the old school like R&B stuff that like people are kind of still doing and making new. But like those are like the two sounds. But if you're not doing those two things, uh it's really not too much of a lane for you, or kind of like a specific place for you to go, or a specific audience that you kind of have. Like everybody that does different music is just kind of like taking people from those two main audiences that may rock with what you got going. So it's definitely hard. But I mean, I'm just trying to keep doing what I can. I mean, like I know my music is at the level where it can go where it needs to. It's all about getting the right person to hear it. You ain't gotta get everybody to hear it. You don't gotta the whole city ain't gotta rock with you. If you got 10 people in the city rocking with you, but they the right 10 that can possibly put you in a position, all right, that's all that matters. So all I can do is just keep making the best music that I can, keep performing the best that I can, keep, you know what I'm saying, just stand on my toes in every aspect on the music and the business side, and just hoping that opportunity comes at some point.
True. Would you ever consider moving?
I have considered.
I was thinking that too.
I have considered moving. I don't really know. I don't really know like where. And the reason I consider moving really has nothing to do with music. I've been trying to move out like my mama's crib for like 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
It's just not working out. Like it's just the COVID, like on top of just apartments being high for no reason, like being in the hood and like 900 for like a 2-bedroom, but like we right around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We right around the way, like from where I'm currently.
And you trying to get out of that?
I don't know, bro. This has been tough, but I mean, I'd be open to like moving to the Ville or something like Nashville, because I do a lot of stuff out in Nashville anyway. Like that would be
Everybody moving to Nashville.
yeah,
Everybody moving to Nashville. Everybody
is moving to Nashville.
Nashville is growing.
Yeah, all the black people in chat moving to Nashville because Chattanooga racist.
God, Nashville racist too.
It's y'all whole state, honestly.
God.
It's Tennessee as well.
Not the y'all.
I got in there and had to
Hey,
get out.
I honestly appreciate, this gonna sound wild, but I appreciate Nashville racists, because they racist to my face, bro.
Oh.
They racist to my face. I'd rather somebody be racist to my face than like be like, I fuck with you, but then racist behind my back. Like, they racist to my face, and I just gotta take that. Like, for sure. You both with it.
And they gonna plot against you too. They're gonna do both, bro. Just because they're racist. They're not gonna,
right. At the end of the day, they still ain't.
I'm obviously
cool
don't fuck with no racism, bro. Like, come on, bro. It's attack on my like life and my skin. But I'd rather somebody like be like, I don't fuck with you, than
be upfront with it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, bro, for sure. I get to meet your energy and like kind of like then like, you know, that's when we get to like, you know, like that's that I face that type shit. It's like I rather that, honestly. Cause it's like, bro, like I go through so much in my day to day, like in terms of just like bullshit. But it's like, bro, I don't want another like layer of like, do these people vote? Do these people not vote? Like, bro, just tell me, bro. Just tell me. And they be telling you. Oh God.
I started working, bro. Once I started working for real, like, I stopped giving a fuck about all that shit, to be honest with you.
Size 17 back there, be Nard. Talking my talk.
It's some real vibe out shit, you know what I'm saying? Bring the horns in and shit. What's up, Ty? Peace and just let's go with nigga going through and shit. I can't admit my life done been a little crazy. I've been grinding, I ain't worked this hard since around about 2018. When I thought I wasn't graduating, but my time coming, so I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm patient. And lately, I've been trying to figure out why racist people hate me. What's going on? Cause the longer my life get, the more that the cops get a reason to berate me. They be on some bullshit. Hey, they way too hasty. I need my reparations, please 300K me. Been to Africa for safety. To me, lately I've been going through a lot. Lately I've been staking, trying to get my own spot. Lately I've been funding dreams with a 9 to 5. Lately it's been tough for black folks to stay alive. Trying to get it all organically, but it's been hard to keep my sanity. So I might go crazy. That's how I feel lately. Hey, I've been watching all my brothers settle down and have babies. I guess it's that time now, almost 25 now. We starting to wind down. Used to drink on liquor, now we sipping that wine now. Got out the game and made that little shawty mine now. Hey, and that's my lady. And my baby. Hey, she been grinding too. We really just been paper chasing. Who want the rest now? Got a few things of her own, yeah, baby never ceases to amaze me. And them thick thighs, I swear they done saved me. Never judge me, just always embrace me. Hey, and she so tasty, telling her to just go play me. Lately I've been going through a lot. Lately I've been staking, trying to get my own spot. Lately I've been funding dreams with a 9 to 5. Lately it's been tough for black folks to stay alive. Trying to get it all organically, but it's been hard to keep my sanity. So I might go crazy. That's how I feel lately. Lately I've been going through a lot. Lately
Like I'm just like I'm chilling, bro. I feel like a nomad, bro. I feel like a monk. I feel like a monk. I go to work, teach my kids, and then go home. Don't worry about shit, bro. Like I don't worry about the stress at work. I be like, once that 4 o'clock hit,
Yeah, I
I'm
clock out.
home, bro.
It's time to go.
Bruh. Yo, someone call me up. I don't want to answer. I'm gonna let that shit ring. I'm just, bro.
No,
Like,
yeah. At 4:10, I take all my kids to the bus stop, and when y'all bus get called, you just go over there. I'm not waiting in the room for all these buses to be late. No, it's almost 4:15. It's time to go.
like once I got a job, like all that other bullshit, it's just like, bruh, do I give a fuck? Like that Kanye shit, like Kanye, Isaiah Rashad, like all that shit. I'm like, damn, I didn't give a fuck about that shit.
Nah, for real. Like it's too much. It's too much real life shit. It's too much real life shit going on. Like around me and in me to be too worried about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't too much worried about what another man got going. I still bump his age. Still, I don't care. I bump Cuddy and Yates today at work during the shift. I don't give a fuck about them decent.
Do they beef? Yeah. People get too caught up in that.
I ran the whole Man on the Moon album and then ran Graduation right after this, bro. I don't care about that, bro.
Right. Yeah, no. I think celebrities kind of be trolling for that too. Like they want you to feed into it.
You realize realize a lot about that shit. Like how Kanye is like a master of like making niggas care about irrelevant shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's a goat at it. Like it's almost like because I'm looking into like business and like marketing and stuff like that, music marketing, and like he's probably one of the best music marketers of our time type shit. Just because like he does it so like people are so invested in the Kanye because of like just like this nigga has dropped so many classics type shit. But it's like now it's like this second leg of his career where he's just like using his like family as marketing is like it's almost like I was like, bro, like he's getting way too deep into it, bro. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I gotta like,
But it
yo, I gotta step back, bro. You like doing too much.
It works.
But part of it working is because like his family is in the media so much. Like his wife is a social media mogul. Like, of course it's gonna work in that situation or in their, because like for them that is real life, right? That's just not real life for us. So like we four as like sound individuals who understand that that is just social media, we can like disconnect from that. But there are like people who cannot detach from the social media like drama, like they literally live for it, you know what I mean? So like, and it's a majority of our generation.
I feel like
That's
it's
what
a
I'm like.
majority of people, goddamn. Like, if you like going off your point, like my Ma Dukes, all the shows she watches, it's just drama on top of drama on top of genre. Just like if you talk about the Vampire Diaries originals, Euphoria,
Oh, I love
all,
all that. Wait, what?
all that shit is drama on top of drama on top of drama, bruh. I'd be like, God damn, this is so
be having my chest in a knot.
Man, and it's Euphoria night, y'all. Oh, it's Euphoria night.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to turn it on.
Fuck the Super Bowl. I'm watching Euphoria, goddamn.
But that's like written drama. It's supposed to be dramatic.
Right, but like I feel like that's why it's so popular because people want to see drama and drama goes hard. So when you go to like people in real life, like celebrities, like Kanye is out here being like, "You're not my fucking friend," doing all this crazy shit, and people are like, "Bro, Kanye, it doesn't matter that much." And then like you have all this added drama that he has bipolar disorder, so you got the niggas like me who are worried about Kanye being like, "Bruh, oh Kanye's getting a hug." Then you got the niggas that hate Kanye and be like, "This nigga going crazy. I knew he was going to go crazy." You got the Kanye believers. It's like, bruh, it's just something fun to do. Kind of like the Super Bowl. It's something fun to do to pass off time, bruh. It's cool. It's cool.
Kanye needs a therapist. He needs somebody to talk to.
He does.
somebody to talk to. I think we all need somebody to talk to. That's not just a Kanye thing though. Like
Yeah.
if I had a therapist, we would talk about so much, and I would be like so much clearer throughout the week because I would have just like got everything off my chest. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta let it out, and I like that. Like a counselor or a therapist is a third party like observation. Like they don't really know you for real. They don't really know what you're telling them, so you can like the objective is to be honest with them, right? So
Mhm.
that they can make a sound judgment. But even if you didn't want to dive deep, you don't necessarily have to.
I don't feel
Mm.
like therapy should be the end all be all though, because I feel like our generation kind of has a movement of like, there's been like a mental health like movement, and then everybody's been like, go to therapy, that'll fix everything. It's like, bruh, like therapy will not fix
Mm,
everything. Like you
well,
could talk
it's a
all you want,
start.
yeah, type
It's
shit.
the catalyst to fix everything.
Yeah,
So
it's a
like denying it is like you're not trying to start. It's kind of being in denial with itself. Like I think what's important for people to know too is that like going to therapy doesn't mean you have to go to therapy for the rest of your life. Like you can go to therapy for a year just to like get out of your trauma, and then that next year you put your best foot forward with the lessons you've learned from therapy. Like therapy isn't end all be all by any means. It's just the start to recovering from mental health. Like you are not going to break any trauma bond until you address the trauma bond. You're not going to address trauma bond with like people who cause trauma for you.
Yeah. And sometimes it's
That
like I don't
like
even want to like, bro. I'm not trying to get into all that, bro. Like I'm not trying to get into all that. Like
Well,
not to say like as a friend, like, cause it's like people be feeling like, damn, bro, you supposed to be my homie. You supposed to always listen. It's like, bro, I will.
mm,
Like I will do that. But at the same time, it's like some shit your friends can't clinically like
can't
diagnose, bro.
yeah.
Like you gotta like go to
Mm-hmm.
therapy. But that my original point was just like you were saying, it's got to be the start. Like it can't be the solution. Because I feel like a lot of like talk has like made us look at it like that's the solution. Once you go in therapy, you'll come out and you'll be fine. And it's like, no,
no.
that's how you unravel shit and like figure your shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I
Yeah.
think that with that, going back to Nick's point and also Joy's point, but one, friends, I feel like friends are the best like therapists. Like they can put you on to like shit and be like, oh, like I'd be like, damn, all right, for sure, let me try that shit out and see what happens. But at the same time, from just being by myself and just looking into myself, I think that that works way better because most of the time the things that people tell me, I usually already know within myself. However, I refuse to believe it. Even when I did do therapy for like 3, 4 days, or like
This man said
I
three
believe
full
that
days.
shit for 3, 4 weeks.
Right.
Somebody said
Jojo,
days.
I thought you was about to say a year. I ain't even gonna
oh
hold
Man,
you.
man,
Smith said
man, with that
days.
one session.
no,
Right.
I went to like 3, 4 of them shits, and then I stopped going because she kept on telling me like, "You're doing really, really well. Like, I don't know why you're coming here." I'm like, "Bruh,
Gonna Jedi
okay,
mind trick you
You
into
had the
feeling
wrong
better.
therapist.
hey, bruh, okay, all right."
You're fine.
That's another thing about therapy. You have to find the right therapist for you. Like you can't just go to the first one that you like find and be like, "Yep, you're gonna be it," because that's not always the case either. Like
Yeah.
y'all got to vibe so
Yeah.
you can feel open and comfortable.
No,
So
we were vibing. It's just that I was like, bruh, I don't want to pay you to do this, bruh. I got friends for this. I got
She
friends for
was
this.
taxing, wasn't she?
Oh
And
God.
be real though, that's like one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I guess I haven't gone. Like I feel like I'm paying somebody, I'm paying a stranger to sit and like listen to my problems. Which I mean, I
mm,
guess is cool, but I mean, I don't know, cause it would just have to be like so much explanation to go into like telling this person like why I do this or why I feel like this. like I had to go into multiple backstories that like link together for you to really understand where I'm coming from, like where I'm moving versus like what my guy just said, like when you really just sit by yourself sometimes, you really just, you know what I'm saying, spend some time with yourself, like you'll probably find those answers that you're looking for. Like I said that in a beat song, like the answers are all inside of you, you just gotta listen to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you said, like we may know the answer, you may not, you may just not believe it in the moment because whatever you're going through or how you may be feeling, you just may not fully believe it. But at the end of the day, deep down, like you really know what's going on. You just kind of got to make yourself conscious of what's going on inside. Just sit with
Yeah.
yourself for a minute. But I have been thinking about going. A lot of my friends have started going recently, and they said it's been pretty positive for them. So I'm gonna definitely look into it. So I'm gonna see what the insurance talking about.
Oh, God.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking into it for sure. If I start it, you know what I'm saying, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great show.
Oh
Man,
shit.
this went by very fast.
Yeah, that shit
Huh?
went by hella quick.
It went by super fast. Yeah.
Right,
But do us a favor, drop. Let us, just remind the people of your project and where they can find you at. What's your Instagram? Give them your name and all that good stuff, and then we'll close it out.
For sure.
JoJo in his face. Oh my god.
For sure. Hey man, like we said at the beginning, I go by the name of J Musiq. That's JAIMUSIQ on all streaming platforms, all social media. H.I.M, the album dropping on February 22nd, 2222, Tuesday. Stay tuned for that. I don't know when y'all are dropping this episode, but you know what I'm saying, listening party tour coming soon, coming this week. Y'all probably not gonna drop this week, huh?
It's dropping the day you drop.
Oh, say less. I'm gonna say it anyway. The listening party tour in Nashville, Chat, Atlanta, and Memphis. I can do Nashville with y'all venues. What'd you say, Joe?
You going to chat?
Yeah, I'm being Chapter 17.
Shit, what
You should pop up.
What time?
17th is, I think I want to say it says 7. It says 7 or 8. I be getting the times for different cities mixed up. It says 7 or 8.
Alright, for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to fly to Atlanta and I could not do it. I'm hurt.
I'm definitely pull up to the Nashville one, but I'm a beater.
Yeah, pull up, man.
I'm a beater.
When you chose the date, did you know like the angel number for it? Is that why you chose the date?
I don't know like what the different like numbers mean specifically. Like I kind of just know they mean something, but it was just the reposition of twos. Like it was like Tuesday, and then February 2, and then 22, then 2022. It was just all lined up. So I was just like.
Well, I looked it up because I'm kind of like into that. So, and then when you started explaining, I was like, damn, this fits. I wonder if you know, and you don't. So it might be serendipitous for you. But the number 222 can be seen as a reminder that you are on the right path and doing the right things in life. This number is also a sign of positivity, good luck, and joy. It's almost like the number is trying to show you that you should try to always focus on the positive side of life and be joyful when you can. So
it's hard.
You on the right path.
I definitely do feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm moving a little slower than I would like to. But
hey, the tortoise won the race. Sometimes you gotta go slow. Take your time. It'll all happen.
I got a song on the album called "Slow Down" that I think y'all would really enjoy. But it just takes taking your time to like not rushing all the time.